Welcome to Vista, California. We are at Elliott Sloan's compound that he calls the Sloan Yard as it plays host to X Games 2022 and a brand new event that we call BMX MegaPark. Hello everyone, I'm Jimmy Coleman here in the booth alongside Chris Doyle. And Chris, as we get set to kick off this inaugural event, two people to watch for. Let's start off talking about Ryan Williams. In the history of Big Air, the last three contested events at the X Games, he's walked out on top 3 times in a row.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is absolutely dialed, showing you that huge bike flip, throwing that bike forward, completely dismounting and getting back on, and then he heads towards that quarter pipe, and the huge front flip flare at height, landing perfectly, showing you why he's the guy that everyone has their eyes on here at X Games MegaPark.
He definitely has the technicality and the trick depth, but when you talk about Morgan Wade, it could come down to those quarter pipe skills here today.
Morgan Wade, one of the most explosive riders in the field, showing you that huge double tail whip one-hander. Check him out. 360 backflip no-hander, showing you why he was the silver medalist that year, and he was pumped. He was on one that day, Jimmy.
So with those highlights we just watched right there, that was Big Air back in Minneapolis in 2019. This is a completely different animal. As we said, it's an inaugural event, BMX MegaPark, and what exactly does that mean? The Big Air ramp, we call it the Mega Ramp, so it's got some elements of the Mega Ramp with also some park elements, hence the title, MegaPark.
Yeah, and this is going to be a lot of fun. I know these riders are really excited about it, where we traditionally see only 2 obstacles in which these riders do tricks on. Now we have 4. We have 2 jumps, 2 quarter pipes, and everything counts in the eyes of the judges.
Well, we started off with Bryce Tryon here. He came into the X Games last year at Pat Casey's Dream Yard as an X Games rookie. He walked out of here with a BMX Dirt silver medal. This year, he is the youngest BMX athlete in the field at just 20 years old, but let's see what he can do. He starts us off here at the first ever X Games BMX MegaPark.
Yeah, and what a rider to set us off, showing you that backflip bar spin. One-footed flat, he has to carve back over and take a few cranks. There's that bar spin front flip heading towards the last quarter pipe here. Tuck no-hander to late bar spin. That is a good first run, Jimmy, to set things off.
That's wild, too, because you're hitting that step up, and you've got some gap to clear right there. And if you don't land perfectly on that roller, it's going to throw off your whole approach to that last quarter pipe.
And you know what? Bryce is at a bit of a disadvantage because he carves to the right, whereas a lot of the field, they carve to the left. So he has to get over to the other side of the quarter, carve his natural direction, and then do his air, showing you that tuck no-hander to late bar spin. Never easy to be the first guy to go in a contest, and I think he did pretty good there.
Well, it is a jam session. It's 30 minutes on the clock here. There is not going to be any scoring as we roll through this. We will just have a live ranking, but right now we take a look at Daniel Sandoval. He has 4 X Games medals to his trophy case, but all of those are in park. He was the overall winner this year on the Monster Energy BMX Triple Challenge. I wonder what he's going to be able to do here on these quarter pipes, though, Chris.
Well, I watched Sandoval in practice. He looked a little bit shaky, but he's looking good now, shooting that truck driver to late downside tail. Tabletop on the quarter, taking some cranks. There's that 360 double downside whip. Didn't see any of this in practice. Oh, showing that bar spin, wanted the late tuck no-hander, but not a bad run for Daniel Sandoval. I know he wanted a little bit more out of that. He's going to be back for runs 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's still echoing what you said. We didn't see a lot of this out of practice yesterday, and he was having a tough time on the bigger quarter and scrubbing a lot of speed, but looking good here in round 1.
Yeah, he did not look confident in practice, but he looked pretty confident in that first run, showing you that 360 double downside tail whip.
So we take it back up to the top of the roll-in here. This is Australia's Jay Toohey. He got his first X Games medal last year at Pat Casey's Dream Yard. He got a silver in Dirt Best Trick, riding with a little bit of adversity out here today. He's suffering from a separated shoulder, competing at 2 events here in 2022.
Check him out, Jimmy. That double backflip almost comes out of the back a little bit. There's that tuck no-hander on the quarter pipe, getting some cranks in. There's the huge bike flip, throwing the bike forward, slipped a little bit of a pedal. Nice looking look back there.
Does that look like a guy that separated his shoulder not that long ago? I mean, his right shoulder's all covered with kinesio tape. He's been going through therapy. He did not look fazed by that at all, Chris.
No, he's a tough kid. And look at this run, showing you that double backflip. Kind of overdoes it a little bit. You see he has to lock up the brake. Lands a little bit back wheel, locking things up. We haven't seen a lot of guys going big on the quarter yet, but check that out, showing you that bike flip, throwing that bike forward, a little bit of a slip of the pedal. The judges take note of that. and we'll have to see where that lands him.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'll be the story with that shoulder. I mean, he's more focused on dirt, but I mean, he's in the top spot here early on. Again, it's a 30-minute jam session. Another Australian coming your way next. This is Andy Buckworth. He got a gold medal in BMX Dirt Best Trick last year in Pat Casey's backyard. And, well, this guy's definitely got the jump skills here for sure.
Yeah. Double backflips to Andy Buckworth are no big deal, which is so crazy to think about because just a few years ago, that was like the most sought-after trick. Showing you that front flip, tuck no-hander. Great, great run from Buckworth. Oh, looked like he was going to go a little bit long, but he pulls it around. And if I got to be honest, I think these guys look a little bit nervous. This is a new event. This is a new format that they're working with. Like, they're all a little bit shaky, but they're getting things done. There's that front flip, tuck no-hander. Clean as you like, heading towards that last quarter pipe. Huge flare. That's such a big quarter pipe. And a lot of the guys don't feel great on that quarter pipe. You see he landed a little bit long, but impressive first showing.
Well, we keep talking about that quarter pipe and how it could come down to who has the prowess on that quarter pipe. This is one of those riders that can definitely change that here in the standings. Michael Laren, he's been a fixture when it comes to BMX Big Air in the history of the X Games. Also an accomplished vert rider, and he was looking really solid out here yesterday in practice.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch Michael ride on any kind of terrain, really. I mean, he can race, he can do dirt jumping, showing that huge Superman C-grab. Just settling for the tabletop. Seems like he's taking it a little bit easy here. 360 with a look back. Notice he hasn't pedaled once. All pumped. There's that downside double tail whip. Great first run from Michael Laren. It wasn't as explosive as we've seen from the other riders, but that was a really smooth, nice looking run from Michael, showing you the huge Superman C-grab. Classic BMX trick right there. Stretching out fully. And keep in mind, like I said before, Jimmy, he did not pedal once. He landed at the top of every transition. He was smooth.
Well, it's going to come down to that flow and that continuity as we bring up Pat Casey. He played host for the BMX event in his backyard last year. Before we get to him, let's check in with the third member of our crew, Victoria Arlen.
Guys, Pat Casey is a busy guy. He's competing in all 5 BMX events here at X Games, and he said when he was younger that biking is my hobby, but when I grow up, I want to make it my job. I'd say he's doing a pretty good job at that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and made it his job. He did, and he earned a gold medal last year in his own backyard. And also, he's riding in Moto X 110s this year as well.
That was a cash roll tail whip, perfectly clean. Bar spin, the tuck no-hander. He's got a great run going here, Jimmy. 360 double tail whip heading towards the last quarter pipe. Bar spin to late tail whip. Oh, and he goes long, and he comes out of it. Looks to be okay, though. That was a great run he had going.
Yeah, he was putting it all together in just that last hit. However, as we roll through this, it is the best run that counts. It is a jam session. They're not looking for overall impression. It is the best run. We should get 3, possibly 4 runs here today. But, man, Pat was putting it all together.
Showing you that tail whip, cash roll, just pushing through it. Super clean. That heading towards that quarter pipe. He had such a good run going. There's that bar spin, the tuck no-hander. I think if he had pulled that run together, he'd easily be in first place right now.
Well, we'll see what happens in round number 2. This is Morgan Wade. We talked about him at the top of the show. He just loves to go big. And, well, I mean, this could be won or lost in that quarter pipe. And he is a monster when it comes to those mega ramp quarter pipes. I mean, he just sends it and has absolutely no fear. This is his 21st X Games appearance here in 2022.
Morgan was born for this event. I mean, come on, if there's a guy that's going to go big on every single element, you know it's Mr. Morgan Wade. There's that 360 backflip. Oh, and he comes out of it. Unfortunately, goes down hard. Morgan is one tough customer. I feel bad for the ramp sometimes when he falls on it.
He was really, really consistent in practice. I mean, he got out here a little earlier in the week, and he logged in a little bit more time on this thing. So uncharacteristic to see him slide out there in round number 1. But another rider we talked about at the top of the show and one to watch for, Ryan Williams. He definitely has the trick prowess over the gaps, and this guy is hungry and wants another gold here in 2022.
Well, our Willie looked like he was taking practice more serious than just about anybody else. Showing you that huge flare.
Oh, he clipped the back to, man. He had a couple of those that were scary yesterday. He had to ditch the bike yesterday on a few of those flares, but a slip up here in round number 1 for our Willie.
And I know that was a big slam to the people watching at home, but that could have been so much worse. He actually got out of that pretty good there, Jimmy.
So that is round one in the books. Still plenty more to come here from Elliott Sloan's backyard. Michael Laren currently sitting in the top spot. We'll have more from BMX MegaPark when we come back. Well, you're taking a look at a packed house here in Vista, California, in Elliott Sloan's backyard that he has dubbed the Sloan Yard. What is typically frequented by skateboarders now plays host to X Games 2022 for both skate as well as BMX events. We are in round number 2 here of a brand new event. This is BMX MegaPark. At the end of round number 1, it's Michael Laren sitting in the top spot. However, still plenty of time left on the clock, and it is best run that counts. Michael Laren in the lead, followed by Jay Toohey and Andy Buckworth. We're taking another look here at Bryce Tryon, who started us off. Where Bryce sits just outside of podium contention as of right now in that number 4 spot, Chris. But the wind's starting to pick up a little bit here. Wind is not your friend when it comes to these quarter pipes.
Absolutely not. And if I can say something about Michael's riding, he was easily the smoothest guy on the course. He didn't take one pedal. He did tricks on everything. And that just goes to show you that consistency really counts here. You have to have something on each single hit, and it counts if you don't have to pedal. If you're landing at the top of the transitions and you don't have to pedal, that means a lot to in the eyes of the judges, obviously.
So as we mentioned before, he came in last year's X Games as a rookie and then walked away with a silver medal in BMX Dirt out there at Pat Casey's compound, the Dream Yard. So up on top of the rolling here.
You're right, but
just
that wasn't the win.
Waiting for the wind to die down here before we send him in for run number 2.
Bryce Tryon on course, doing that backflip bar spin again, similar to what he did on the first run. There's that one-footed flatting. Notice he's a goofy-footed rider, so he's turning into that front foot, laying out that front flip there. Not what he wanted on it. He's going to call it on that one.
Yeah, you could see when he comes over that gap how he has to go all the way to rider's left right there to reset, to hit the quarter pipe properly, to come back and go into jump feature number 2. But sitting in that number 4 spot for now. As we look at Daniel Sandoval here, he sits in that number 5 position. And going back to what we said in round number 1, he looked very tentative and nervous here in practice last night, but I was really surprised with how well he rode in that first round.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because I didn't see much out of him in practice. So to see him come out and put down a good first run, it's only going to fuel his fire a little bit more, and he's going to want to try harder and harder. Let's see what he's got here, Jimmy. Corking out the backflip with a Superman seat grab, showing you that tabletop. Couple cranks here. There's there's that decade 360. Probably one of the only guys you're going to see doing that in today's competition. Kind of uncharacteristic to see him mess up. But check him out, corking out that. Did he grab the frame?
Yeah, he's grabbing the frame when he does that.
Wow, wow, okay.
Didn't catch that at real-time speed, but I mean, again, extremely impressed compared to how he rode in practice. Speaking of impressed, Jay Toohey right now sits in that number 2 position. He's riding in this event. He's also in BMX Dirt this weekend. But the story with him, that separated right shoulder, he was definitely not feeling it when he showed up yesterday before practice, and he finds himself in a silver medal spot right now.
Yeah, and I think we're in for a show here, Jimmy, because I saw some of the things he was doing in practice. I think this is going to be a good one here.
Yeah, I think that last one took the pressure off, starts it off the double backflip again.
Heading towards that quarter pipe. There's that tuck no-hander. What's he got for the 3rd hit? There's that bike flip again. Cleaned it up a little bit, slipped the pedal on that first one. There's that triple tail.
Wow, and he hangs on and rides away. I mean, again, this is a guy with a separated right shoulder. He was out in practice at Axel Hodges' compound today, riding dirt all morning, came here an hour before we did this comp, and right now he's in the number 2 spot.
That was a crazy run, Jimmy. Showing you that double backflip again. That is nothing to Jay Toohey. The double backflip is just like second nature to him, which is so crazy to think about. And here we go. There's this triple tail whip on a very difficult vert quarter to ride. Bringing it around, coming in a little bit low, but he hangs on to it. I think we're going to be in for a really good score there, Jimmy.
Yeah, so again, as we roll through this, it is a live ranking, so we will see the names bounce around here on the leaderboard. So it is going to stay the same for now. Not enough to overtake Michael Laren, but there's still lots of time left on the. Oh no, J2, he does. He slides into that top spot there after his second run. So how about that story unfolding right now? Andy Buckworth sits in a bronze medal spot here as we hit the 18-minute mark, sending it in for run number 2.
Double backflip again. Another Australian going doubles on that. Tuck no-hander. What's he got going on here? Oh, check out the new line there. Coming up the landing of that first big jump. Flipping off of it and into the other landing.
Hey, listen, why not roll the dice? Let's play the creativity card right there.
Yeah, it's good to see some of these riders thinking outside the box a little bit, taking a little bit different of a line, seeing if the judges are into it or not. I mean, that's a flat front flip right there. He's pretty much just bunny hopping into the next landing beside it. Pretty cool to see.
There's a little pop right there. Look how much real estate he covers when he comes off the side of this here, past the roller. And then to do that and then try to set yourself up for that quarter pipe, that was pretty impressive right there.
I always like some originality out there.
Okay, so now, do we see Michael take it up a notch here on the quarter pipe? He went for the tabletop there, on the first quarter pipe, I should say. I keep forgetting there's 2 of them here in BMX MegaPark, but does he take it up a notch here? We're about to find out.
There's that Superman seat grab it again, similar to what he did in the first one. There's a nice, clean look back, holding it, no pedaling, 720. I don't think I've ever seen Michael do a 720 before, and he tries it over that third hit there. Would love to see him clean up that run a little bit, pull that 720, and then hit that last quarter pipe, maybe send that triple tail up again.
That's a wild one, too, because, I mean, when you come off that quarter pipe, you're hitting that step up right there, and you've got to hit that roller just right. Michael's still sitting in that silver medal spot for now as we are working our way towards the 16-minute mark here. Pat Casey, Pat sitting in that number 6 spot as of right now, and as Victoria mentioned earlier, riding in all the BMX events, the exception of street, and he's also in the Moto X 110s this weekend.
There was that tail whip cash roll, 360 with a double tail whip, hitting this last quarter pipe. Bar spin the tail, but he hangs on.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting here. Do you think that's going to be enough to overtake that number 3 spot, possibly that number 2 spot?
Well, I don't like to pretend like I'm a judge because I let them do their job. I stay in my lane, but the cash roll with the tail whip, bar spin to tuck no-hander. He was solid on every single element on the course. The jumps, the quarter pipes, he had it all. And he hung on to it this time around. We saw him slam on his first run, brings it around, lands a little bit low, and he just hangs on to it there.
So in this round, we've had Pat Casey puts himself in that top spot. Okay. The ante has just been upped. It's Pat Casey, Jay Toohey, and Michael Laren. Your 1, 2, 3 with 15 minutes left to go here in the jam session as we get set to bring back in Morgan Wade. Remember, he had that slide out there over the first hit. He does hold the X Games Big Air height record, by the way. 23 feet, 11 inches, set that at X Games Minneapolis back in 2018.
There's that backflip tuck no-hander, looking like it's getting a little bit windy out there, Jimmy. Huge double tail whip. Oh, and he's going a little bit slow here.
Yeah, he landed a little low and it killed up his speed. You were talking about that pedaling through the flat there earlier. You don't see Morgan do that, but just that bottom out landing there caused him to have to slow it down a bit.
Well, you know he's going to come back strong for his last visit to the course. But I love this. Here's the double tail whip. This is maybe the biggest trick we've seen in today's competition on that quarter pipe. Just letting those legs fly and just reeling it in, and he lands a little bit low here, Jimmy, and that's what scrubbed off all that speed. Just didn't have what it took to get over that next obstacle.
So with 14 minutes left on the clock, we may get a 4th round of runs here. We'll have to see. I mean, we're rolling through this pretty quick. Ryan Williams currently sits in that number 7 position here. Remember, he had that back tire hang up on the flare on the first quarter pipe hit.
Oh, and here he goes, and he tucks it in.
How in the world did he bring that back in before the lip, Chris?
There's that front flip flare, and he pulls it.
Wow.
That was a run there, Jimmy.
And you can tell by that reaction, that says it all there.
Wow.
Yes! The front flare!
Oh man, our Willie is pumped. I can't wait to see some replays here. Check him out, showing you that cash roll, pushing forward, putting those eyes on the landing, stabbing it right in there. Huge flare on this quarter, high as you like, tucking that back wheel, just avoiding the coping, has good speed for the next hit. And then this, the front flip flare coming in. Oh, he landed so perfect on that, and he's pumped.
So that had him down there at the bottom of the pack, and that's going to jump him up good enough for podium contention for now. He's not going to overtake Pat Casey. However, that will put him in a silver medal spot here. There's still time on the clock. It's still plenty more to come here from the first ever BMX MegaPark event here at the X Games. It's Pat Casey sitting in the top spot. Will there be a lead change? We'll find out when we come back to Elliott Sloan's Sloan Yard. Welcome back to X Games 2022 in Elliott Sloan's backyard that plays host to a brand new event here, BMX MegaPark. Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Coleman here in the booth, standing alongside Chris Doyle, and well, we're 2 rounds into this brand new event here, and right now, I mean, it's your last year's dirt gold medalist, Pat Casey, sitting in that top spot.
Yeah, so fun to watch all these guys do their thing. I mean, they're all just absolutely throwing down. This is a new event. They didn't really know what to expect, so it's been a lot of fun watching these guys do their thing. I mean, Pat Casey just put it down on every single hit. We're getting a good look here at Mr. J2E. Double backflip, clean as you like, no problem with the double backflip for Mr. J2E. Here's Ryan Williams showing you that big cash roll. Kind of surprising that he didn't move into that first place, but hey, I'm not a judge. Then Pat Casey showing you that 360 double tail whip, bar spin the tail up on that last quarter pipe, and you see why we have our 1, 2, 3, Casey, Williams, and Tui.
Well, he's definitely been a key player in the comp here today. Right now, let's discover more, brought to you by Pacifico.
I'm Ryan Williams, and I'm 28 years old from the Sunshine Coast in Australia.
This is going to be groundbreaking. Backflip, and he lands this one!
Ryan Williams is in the history-making business.
I really appreciate what Elliott Sloan's doing with his MegaPark concept. It's what needs to happen, you know. The ramps need to innovate so the tricks can innovate as well. I'm excited to see what it's going to unleash. I got some well-first tricks that I think can be done on that ramp. What drives me to innovate would have to be just knowing that the further I push the sport right now, the further it will be in the future. I feel like when I was little, someone would do a trick and it would become doable, and then next minute everyone's doing it. So the more I push, the better the next generation's going to be.
Well, he's no stranger to compounds. He has his own compound in his backyard down in Australia. Also spends a lot of time riding on the Nitro Circus tour shows. So he's been in this environment plenty before. Right now he finds himself in a silver medal position. Pat Casey in the top spot and J2E sitting in bronze for now. However, it is far from over. Remember the format here. It is the best run that counts, and there is still time on that jam session clock. So we go back up to the start of the order and we do it all over again with Bryce Tryon here starting out the run order here. He was just outside podium. He was sitting in that number 4 spot before round number 2. He now finds himself 2 more spots down the ladder, Chris, sitting in that number 6 spot.
Yeah, and you can see him just waiting on the wind. You see the umbrellas blowing around. You see his shirt blowing. He's dropping in now. Still looks a little bit windy out there. Check him out. There's that bar spin backflip. He's done that every hit now. There's that one-footed flat. He looks like he's just trying to stay consistent. Whoa, there's that bar spin front flip to late tuck no-hander. Tuck no-hander to late bar spin. Fitting in a lot of tricks. He's pretty hyped. I mean, a lot of these guys didn't know what to expect when they got here, so it's awesome to see how they all adapt and are able to do their own things on this course. There's that bar spin, front flip, late tuck no-hander. Heading towards this last vert quarter pipe. Tuck no-hander to late bar spin. You see he's a goofy-footed rider, so he rides right foot forward and he also spins to the right.
Looked like he was trying to throw another combo there off of that first hit, and he had to think twice about that one. And as you mentioned, that wind definitely, it's starting to kick up a little bit here as we roll deeper into this competition, but Bryce is going to have to settle for 6th and stay in that spot for now. Daniel Sandoval currently 1 spot behind Bryce. He sits in that number 7 spot. But again, I mean, we keep telling the story of how he looked in practice yesterday. I mean, I've been very impressed by Daniel's riding here in BMX MegaPark.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see him clean up this run. There's that Superman frame grab, corked out backflip, always landing a little bit low, trying to crank it out. The double decade.
What? That might have been the highest I saw him go on the quarter pipe yesterday, but he gets better with each run.
Yeah, check him out on this first hit. There's that Superman frame grab, corking out the backflip. Looks so crazy, Jimmy. And airing out that quarter pipe went nice and high, but you know, just didn't have what it took to get over that 3rd hit.
Okay, so just under 11 minutes left to go, so lots of time left here in BMX MegaPark. Currently sitting in a bronze medal position. J2, we keep talking about the separated shoulder. May 4th of this year, he had a ruptured left MCL as well, and he was off the bike for 8 weeks. So, I mean, once he got back on, he was training super hard to get up here for the X Games, and again, competing here in BMX MegaPark as well as dirt this week.
I don't know how they're able to pop the double backflip like that off such a mellow transition on that first hit. Showing you that big bike flip, leaves it out there for the Superman, switching the feet, triple tail whip, pulls it, lands a little bit low, slips a little bit of a pedal, but he had 3 really good hits to this course today, Jimmy.
You could see him grimace a little bit there with that shoulder. Obviously landing a bit low. That definitely doesn't feel good when you have a dinged up shoulder there, but I mean, make it short work here, the double backflips on that first hit.
Yeah, like it's no big deal whatsoever.
Him and Andy Buck were both on those.
Check him out here. Look at where he lands on this quarter pipe. Lands really low, coming in front heavy.
He got the last bit of transition right there. You see the head lurching toward the crossbar there, but rides away from that one clean. So again, it's Pat Casey, Ryan Williams, and J2. You're 1, 2, 3 for now. We are just now at the 9.5 minute mark. Andy Buckworth sits 2 spots out of podium contention as of right now. X Games 2022, his 11th appearance. He's no stranger to the Big Air podium. He got a Big Air bronze in 2010. That was his first appearance.
And you know, I think Buckworth has a little bit more that he's not showing us yet. Going a little bit long. Oh, he's going for the same line again, Jimmy. There's that front flip. Off from landing to landing, ending things with a flare. Buckworth is another guy. He's got a pretty busy week. He's going to be riding in our dirt event as well. And you know, it looks like he kind of played it a little bit safe on his final visit to the course.
Yeah, if he can clean that up just a little bit, work on the speed factor a little bit. But again, I mean, you got to give him points for the creativity here.
The way he's able just to pop a front flip off of a very mellow landing like that, it doesn't look as impressive as it actually is, but I've ridden bikes my entire life, and that is extremely difficult.
Okay, so Michael Lahren was in the top spot early on. He now finds himself sitting just outside the podium looking in here. He's in that number 4 spot as of now, stretching out the Superman seat grab over the first hit.
Well, I love it. I appreciate it. He's riding really smooth. He's not pedaling. He's going to get that 720, Jimmy.
Did you see how effortless that was and how perfectly he put that down right on the sweet spot of that roller?
Michael's one of these guys, he just makes it all look so easy. You didn't see him crank once. He landed at the top of every transition, just smooth as you like the entire time from start to finish. I love the way he does his look backs, whips it out and snaps right into it.
Look at that.
Is a picture of perfection right there. And then the only 720 we've seen, that's like a flat spin Jay Miron style 720 right there. Michael is also a goofy-footed rider. He's left foot forward, spins to the left. Showing you that downside double tail whip. Lands pretty good on that one. That was a smooth, clean run. You love to see it.
So we'll see what happens here with the ranking. Again, no scores. It's a live ranking as we roll through this event. Taking a look at your current leader, Pat Casey, who is on a tear here at BMX MegaPark.
Yeah, he went for that cash roll tail whip again. 360 downside tail whip. Looks like he's just kind of toying around right now. He's got that good second visit, but I mean, it's very possible these guys could get another visit to the course, so you might not want to play it too casual right now.
I'm going to say, with 2 riders left to go in the rotation here, it's trending like it might go to a 4th round of runs here. Michael was not able to bump up.
There's that 360 downside tail. It almost looks like a decade the way that he does it, but you know, 360 downside tail, he's kicking that tail up in his opposite direction. Right now we got Mr. Morgan Wade. I would love to see him get a good run in the bank here, Jimmy.
Well, before he does that, let's check in one more time with Victoria.
Guys, we love Morgan Way. We also love folks who love to do stuff off the course. No, his side hustle, as he says, is riding in schools and churches and fairs with the Stunt Dude Squad because he loves to be a role model to younger fans, introducing them to BMX, and he also just can't get enough of soaring through the air. And we can't get enough of watching him.
Yeah, he is a road warrior. He's out on the road doing shows pretty much throughout the entire year.
There's that
huge double tail. That's going to hurt right there. Just lawn dart up that step up.
Unfortunate for Morgan to land low on that double tail whip. But you know what? He's having a good time out there, Jimmy.
It's going to go up to the roller and show everyone the blue steel look right there. Yeah, don't count him out. I mean, he's been in this situation time and time again.
There's that beautiful backflip tuck no-hander. Lands it really clean. Just sailing towards that huge quarter pipe. Big, slow, double tail, catching it clean. Just lands a little bit long.
Just love the way how far off the bike he is on those double tail whips. Well, there's a shot of Pat Casey. He was your dirt gold medalist last year in his own backyard. And right now in 2022, he's looking at a potential gold medal here in the first ever BMX MegaPark event. However, this gentleman right here is going to have something to say about it here. You saw what Ryan Williams put down in run number 2. It was good enough for silver for now. He is hungry and wants more.
He said in our package that he has some NBDs up his sleeve, some never been done before. There's that flare again. Front flip. Was that a double tail? Jimmy, I got to see that on a replay. And there's that front flip flare. Oh my goodness.
That one looked a little cleaner than the last go around.
I got to see what he did on that third hit. It was definitely a front flip tail. It might have been 2. Gonna have to take a look at that. Wow, what a run from Mr. Ryan Williams.
You can hear him just shouting, 3rd time's a charm.
Check him out. Here's the front flip. Oh, the way the bike whips around, it just looks so crazy. There's it. And then he throws it back in the other direction.
It came back around the other way.
Oh my gosh.
And to do that and then get a front flip flare out of it, come on.
Wow. Wow, Jimmy, that was a run. Oh my gosh.
And there's still a lot of time left on the clock, so we are going to get another round of runs. Because he is the last guy in the riding order, and it puts him in that top spot. We talked about him winning 3 big air gold medals in a row. He now finds himself in the top spot here at the first ever BMX MegaPark event. It's Williams, Casey, Tui, your 1, 2, 3. With one more round of runs still to come here. Oh my goodness, Chris Doyle.
Wow, I was not expecting that. That was the front flip windshield wiper. They call it windshield wiper when you kick a tail whip and then throw it back in the other direction. A trick originally done by James Foster, a guy that we see in MegaPark from time to time. But wow, that was that took a keen eye. I'm glad the judges got it right because that was crazy.
Yeah, it was hard to tell at real-time speed, but that last replay angle we got gives you the full appreciation of what he did on that second jump. But here we go. This is for all the marbles, the last round of runs. Oh, look at Bryce Tryon getting into the double flip game.
Didn't see that one coming. I know that he has the double backflip in his pocket, but we usually see him do it on the dirt jumps, but just sending it out here on BMX MegaPark.
So he was in 6th pre-run there, so with that fall, he is going to stay in that spot, but trying to roll the dice here in the 4th and final round. Daniel Sandoval still sitting in that number 7 spot. See if this will be the run that he can put it all together, try to jump up a couple of spots here. Again, it's Ryan Williams now, your leader, followed by Pat Casey and Jay Tui sitting in a bronze. The time will run out on the clock. We will finish out the run order.
It would be really good to see Sandoval put a run together. He might not take the top spot, but it'd be really good to see him inch his way into that top 3 position. There's that corked out backflip
You could hear him yelling as he was floating away from the lip of the quarter pipe right there.
It's amazing what these guys are able to get away with and come away completely unscathed with smiles on their face, similar to what we're seeing on Mr. Daniel Sandoval's face right there.
And J2 here looking at a bronze medal as of right now. I mean, he's got BMX dirt still to come, and that's his main focus. I mean, that's his bread and butter right there. And he was a little nervous talking about this yesterday in practice. We talked about the MCL, the left MCL injury back in May of this year. Now that separated shoulder, but how great would it be for him to walk out of here with a medal today?
I know. Tui's had a lot of injuries. He is one tough guy. And yeah, he's battling through injury right now. He's just getting things done still. Leaving that bike flip out there with the Superman lagging behind. There's that triple tail up, super clean. I think that's the cleanest one he's done so far today, Jimmy.
You know, and again, he had that low landing on that last quarter in the last run, and with that dinged up shoulder, I mean, you could see him grimacing as he rolled away, and I mean, he's still just having a go at it here. Look at the extension.
Yeah, he throws that bike forward, completely dismounts, and then leaves those legs back there and just kicks a nice little Superman. And there's a clean triple tail up. That was the cleanest one he's done all day.
So again, he's looking at a bronze medal as of right now, as we have a handful of riders left to go here. The time clock winding down here to just under 30 seconds. But as I mentioned before, we do finish out the run order, so every competitor is assured the same amount of runs. Andy Buckworth right now just 2 spots out of podium contention.
And I know that Buckworth has more up his sleeve that he's not showing us. It'd be good to see him just put it down right here. There's that double backflip again. Clean and casual. Nice tuck no-hander. What's he got for this third? Oh, and he just comes out the back seat. Well, unfortunate for Andy Buckworth there, but had an impressive showing altogether today.
Yeah, you know, some creativity there using that transfer line off the roller from the first hit, going into that knuckle landing. Michael Laren still sitting in that number 4 spot.
I think if Michael does a bigger trick on the first jump, it might really push him into that top 3 spot. He's just doing the Superman seat grab, and I don't want to sound callous. It's not just the Superman seat grab, but I think if he, you know, does something a little bit more difficult, it can really boost up his position a little bit.
So here we go with Michael Laren. Just 1 spot out here, stretching out the Superman seat grab over the first hit.
Huge double downside whip, no pedaling. Oh, he just goes in.
Just ran out of speed coming into that third feature, but still able to send a flare on that quarter pipe right there.
And again, he makes things look so easy.
As far as style is concerned, I mean, he made that look like it was nothing.
Most stylish on the course today, showing you that huge downside double tail whip. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a downside double before. So, you know, really cool to see Michael do his thing. It's smooth and silky all day.
Well, your current leader is due up next. Or excuse me, he's sitting in the number 2 position. Ryan Williams sitting in that gold medal spot. Pat Casey sitting in a silver medal spot as of right now here.
There's that tail whip cash roll. Going for the bar spin, wanted to tuck no-hander out of that. And he's just kind of toying around. Looks like he's perfectly happy with that silver medal right now, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the amount of events that he's riding in this week, I mean, he's got to pack it up. He's got to head up to Axel Hodges' compound. He's got BMX Dirt and Moto X110s out there tomorrow. I mean, he's got a stacked schedule. So there is a shot of your current leader, Ryan Williams, there in the background. That means this is the last gentleman that can shake up the standings here. Ryan sitting in a gold medal spot, followed by Pat Casey and J2E.
Morgan's going.
And Morgan is the last one that can shake up the standings. Why? Because he is on the outside looking in. He currently sits in that number 8 spot. Do not count him out. It is best run that counts, and this is the one guy who embodies the term send it.
Yeah, would love to see Morgan get a nice full pull here. Kind of struggled a little bit today. There's that one-handed flatty, super duper high. Nice big Superman. Oh no.
Just slipped a pedal. rarely do you ever see that out of Morgan right there.
He did the classic Superman tail. He's laughing, he's loving it, he's having a good time. Not his day, but you know, he's certainly having a good time out there, Jimmy.
Well, you know what that means is that Ryan Williams is going to get a victory lap here, and J2 is going to be safe with the bronze medal. Pat Casey's going to get the silver, but I mean, how about the run that this guy's had? He's won 3 BMX bigger events in a row. Now he comes in and he's going to get a gold in the first ever BMX MegaPark.
Well, what does he do on this last hit? Does he go out there and drop some more never been done befores, or does he just go out there and raise the roof for his run? I don't know.
I don't think he has a filter. I don't think he knows how to pump the brakes on this one. He just loves to get out there and just, this one's for the fans, but this is all about for progression for him as well.
Look at this huge flare, cranking it out. Front flip tuck no-hander. And he calls it right there, Jimmy. There is your gold medalist for the first ever BMX MegaPark. How fun was that competition?
I mean, you know, none of these guys really, I mean, Michael Laren's the only rider that had ever ridden this thing prior to June of this year. I mean, this is, Elliott Sloan's a vert skater, and, you know, this is an area frequented by skateboarders, but, you know, to come out here and just put this together, and everyone was just kind of looking around like, all right, we're going to make a go of this. But, I mean, what a show that they all put on here. But how about it? Ryan Williams adds yet another gold medal.
Oh, yes! Yes! Holy moly. Let's go.
Let's take a look back at some of the highlights that earned him that 4th gold medal in a row, Chris.
Yeah, it's showing you that cash roll. He was really consistent all day. Huge flares and just tucking that back wheel in at the last second. There's that front flip windshield wiper. Showing you why he is today's gold medalist.
So a big day for him as we send it down to Victoria Arlen.
Ryan Williams, the first ever BMX MegaPark winner. Let's talk about what's on your glove, though, because you were yelling 3rd time's the charm, and it worked. Can you walk us through that?
I did not mean for that to happen, but hey, it must have I just must have willed it into the world, because 3rd time's a charm, and that's what I usually say when I'm riding if I'm crashing. But man, I'm so stoked. Thanks. Shout out to Elliott Sloan. This place is amazing, and thanks for hosting this, dude. Love ya.
All right, well, congratulations. Well done.
Let's go, oh, Willie Land! You.
So a big day for him, and I mean, what can you say about that young man, Chris? I mean, he is insane to watch.
Yeah, and it's amazing the tricks that he has dialed. You should not have tricks that complex, that dialed.
Well, it's J2 walking out with his 2nd X Games medal with the bronze. Pat Casey taking home the silver here, but Ryan Williams makes it 4 X Games gold medals in a row.